Hi everybody. Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to practice our skills. So we learned how to jump rope, do a little bit of basketball dribbling, touch how to throw and catch. To review that, we're going to do a new one today, is juggling. So if you're like everybody else, it's really difficult to get into a routine of practice, so I want you to try to do that. So let's do that today. So what we'll do is I'll show you each drill or each skill, and then you'll go and practice it outside. You'll pause the video, go practice for a few minutes, come back, and then do the next skill. So if you remember, we did the jump rope, and I definitely wanted you to do 2 feet jumping over the rope. Okay, it's real important that we do it with 2 feet. Okay, so get used to doing that. And then get your appropriate jump rope. And what we're going to do is throw our hands over. Throw them both over like that. So just do that without having it in both hands. Just practice when the rope gets down by your feet, jumping. When it gets close to your feet, jumping. And do it with both hands. Then the next thing I want you to try to do, start with the rope at your ankle. Okay, then sweep your hands over and just do 1. And then do 2. Okay, then see if you can do 3. And then what you're going to do is see how many you can do. Okay, so put the video on pause, go outside, probably do it on the sidewalk, and practice for a few minutes. Okay, put it on pause. Okay, so you're back, and we're going to do basketball. And we'll do that for a few minutes, and you'll go outside and practice that. Remember, what we did was we practiced our dribbling. And what we did was try to push the ball down. Push it down like that. And as the ball comes up, we find the ball, and then we push down. So we find the ball down here, let it come up, and then push down, find it. Got it? Legs are a little bit bent. Don't stand straight. Legs are a little bit bent. And what I'd like you to do is vary the speed. So you can see when I dribble quicker, the ball doesn't have a chance to come all the way up. When it's slower, the ball comes up a little bit higher. Got it? Faster, slow. So if you can do it with your good hand, your dominant hand, the hand you write with, try it with the other one. Okay? So definitely I want you to practice that for a good 2-3 minutes. Maybe a minute. Varying the speeds with your right hand. Varying the speeds with your left hand. Okay? All right. So put it on pause. Go outside and practice that for a couple minutes. Okay, go ahead. Okay, welcome back. So here's what we're going to do. If you remember, we practiced our throwing and catching. So let's just go over throwing. So when you're throwing, you're standing sideways to whomever you're throwing. And let's say you're right with your right hand. That is pointing backwards, and your other hand is kind of hanging out here. It's not really pointing, but it's kind of hanging out here like this. Okay? So this hand, your throwing hand, is up here like this, about ear level. And what we're going to do is step to the target we're throwing at. Okay, that's almost the most important thing, that you're stepping like this. Sideways, step. Step. The reason this is so important, you get your weight moving towards where you're throwing. And then, the last minute after we step, as we're stepping, we're going to start throwing. Okay? Then we move and we throw like that overhand. So it looks like this towards you. Like that, up, about ear level. Step, Got it? All right, now I want you to go outside. If you have somebody to throw with that person. If you don't, find a wall, like I'm doing right now. I'm not throwing with anybody but the wall right behind the phone. And I'm throwing to the wall, and the ball's coming back. Now don't throw where there's any windows. Make sure that it's okay and safe for you to go ahead and do that. And go ahead outside, practice that for a couple minutes. Okay, so put the video on pause. Go outside for a couple minutes. Practice your throwing and catching. Okay, go ahead. Okay, welcome back. This is going to be the hardest thing I think that we will be doing. So if you remember in Lug Bomer, I gave you a skill to see if you could juggle the ball like this. So you have a softer ball like a wiffle ball, and you see if you could keep it up in the air like that. All right, so we're going to do the next thing. We're going to actually do what the circus people do with juggling. They throw the ball up like this and catch it. Looks easy, right? So the way you throw it is you throw it in front of your body, kind of sideways, and it comes like towards your shoulder over here. Got it? Now, one ball shouldn't be too hard, but what I'd like you to try to do is to do two balls. So I'm going to throw up with this, my right hand, and as it's coming down, I'm going to throw this ball up, and then I'm going to catch the white ball. So it goes like this. Okay? So let's just do it with first with the right hand. And it's kind of hard because sometimes you'll throw the ball out that way and this way. So not catching the ball is totally common. It's going to happen a ton of times. Actually, if you really want to learn how to do this to avoid chasing the ball so much, pretend like my bed is right, or maybe your sofa or couch is right there. So when you miss it, the ball goes right there and you can get it again and practice more. So once again, I want you to do with one ball, right hand, left hand. See if you can just catch it. Just catching that. Don't throw it real high, that's silly. Don't throw it real low. Right about by your eyes, about that height. And then you're going to try to do that. Got it? Now if you can do it with the right going like that, see if you can do it with the left, okay? You can see I probably have a little harder time that way than that way. Now ideally, I'm not real good at this, but ideally what you're going to want to try to do is eventually work with three balls. And I'm not real good at it, but I've been practicing a little bit, and I can do it a couple times. Okay? And you can see how it kind of works. Okay? But the way you start this is, again, one ball, then two balls. Got it? All right. Practice that. And a couple minutes, if you do it a couple minutes every day, you'll be surprised how each of these skills, whether you're doing jump rope, basketball, throwing and catching, or even this really difficult one, juggling. All right? So that is a great lesson today, and you can do this every day. You can review the tape every day, refresh your memory on how to jump, how to bounce the basketball, dribbling, throwing and catching technique, and even the juggling, okay? All right, see you next time.